yo, this is me again, and welcome back to a very late night 10:25 p.m. market recap. I just gotta do it because I gotta. So today was okay. It was fine. Today again, I was very conservative. As much as I used to be a very vague and risky trader, I mean, I've started to become very conservative with my stops and everything. Oh, I didn't even get the time to freaking check my. Look at this. How ugly. SPRT, which SPRT doesn't exist. Snap. It should be INDP. Rocks. Aether. And Facebook. All right, so and these flames around these are new flames like. Okay, so let's see what happened. INDP was like in the morning. Actually, I have to start to record to journalists actually. So INDP, when the day started, it was already trading 70 million by the open, which by the end of the day it got to 40 million. But so you can see the majority, like 1/3 of the market was trading behind the before market opens, 1/3 of the market's volume. So well, actually not 1/3, even like 40%, I can say. So what we got, it was after this halt, it came to my attention that this happened. So we had this rip. I really didn't like this, what happened up here. And then after this formation started to form, I really didn't like this one again. Neither the volume dropped significantly. So after this raise in volume, after this candle formed up here, I was just like, yeah, you know what? This is gonna be my bread and butter. Let me zoom in here. So you can see that here I had a very, I can call this unsuccessful. You know, I mistraded today INDP. I neglected my trades and completely lost the ability to monetize on this thing. Look at this. It's even 212 continuation, like 212 bullish continuation down here, and I just didn't enter again and didn't capitalize on this thing. So I got in here on 2-2 continuation after the broke of HOD. Right up here was you can see that we got a break out of pre-market high. We got up, so the sky is the limit, which was the limit actually. This stock went up to 46%. We closed over 46% higher, although it went the volume that you can see down here. If you can see, yeah, you can. You can see that the R-vol relative volume is 50,000 percent of the normal day trading. So on the average. So anyway, so after I closed this one, I was a little bit nervous. Just this leader that moves, this leader shadow up here is around 30 cents. Look at this. Look at this. This little shot is 30 cents. So I wouldn't be very nervous that if it comes back down around 45 cents. So I could get it back in again. I didn't. It would be amazing, but I didn't. So and then look at this. It ran into my direction from where I closed around $38. So, and I think I was like 100 something shares with this trade. Let's see. 90. No, this one was not even much. So I got in at 14 and I got at 30. It's just what's even to talk about this trade? It's 15 cents. God. Anyway, so I just didn't trade it well, and then this happened. So there was a halt here, and then this is a halt. So I got in here with an anticipation of a break because market went up, rallied to the upside again, and halted here. They could halt it down here. They didn't let it this candle to break, so it opened, drop, and then move to the upside. Then I got out when candle like this one ripped up, came back down here, and I closed it down here. All right, I closed where I closed it, then it closed above and then ripped. It was not a trade for me, and it was around the time I normally don't execute trades around after 10, but it was one of the trades that I did anyway. So that's about it, and then I just put it away. Trucks. Trucks, it was two. You can see here, Sam called it in the morning, 212. It's Persian rock. So 212 bullish continuation. And then, well, based on that, I just executed one trade. After BHUD formed, you can see this here, after we had the volume higher than both of these candles around here, I entered, it moved, pulled back a little bit, then pulled up, and then I closed everything because I considered that R4 is resisting and preventing the price to go higher. I was right about that because in next candle dropped around the same candle, like 3-4 cents higher, then it dropped heavy, which obviously would stop me out, but it then continued to rip, and eventually we closed green on the candle. AMC, a crazy move today, like, oh my, every single part. Like AMC, first of all, I just short, it was my first short, all right? Like yesterday, that exactly, I did the same mistake. Look, let me show you yesterday on AMC. Where did it go? Yeah, it was on, no, yesterday it was on NEO. I did the same mistake. So because of being very conservative and trading very cautiously, I just entered when this started to happen and pull back off of this yellow level, which I had, it was down here. I just closed my trade, and I didn't get in. I made a mistake here, the same mistake with Facebook, because I was busy with Snap and RKLB. So this was one trade I shorted here. Let me show you on 5 minutes. On 5 minutes, we have a beautiful 3 down here. On 50 minutes, just a drop. You couldn't see it anyway after. It's just this short was amazing. Touch, dropped, and then it failed to go higher. That was the signal for short for me. And then it dropped down here, and then I didn't do anything after that. 8 minutes in, I'm already talking too much. So I did another short after there was a volume signal came in, and the beautiful thing was just like after it opened, like a couple of seconds after it opened, we were already up here. Like how far it could go to just break the next 10% to surpass the previous candle, the open actually. So I like this candle and then shorted. The short was not heavy, and then I started to drop, and I added, and I just got wicked out. This is not correct to do so, but I got back in again. Normally when I get in and get out, I give 5 minutes of span between two trades, but I didn't in this case. I got in again, and I got out the moment that started to rip back up. So we have another trade here that I shorted in anticipation of this failure. I assume that this level is failing, which it failed, and it's gonna go back down. This 3 gave me the fake out signal, and then I shorted. Then there was a little bit of play. I got out because I really didn't like the way that this level, the S4, was holding, which is 44.62, nothing significant, but it was just holding. So I got out. There was a little bit of drop, like 20 cents lower, but I was out at that moment anyway, and then I didn't touch it at all because guess what? It was already 10, and I don't execute trades more than 10 anyway. So this one was the garbage of the day. RKLB, I just freaking mismanaged this thing, man. I'm telling you. Look at this here. So everything was okay. The volume was dropping. But when we got closer, lower than here, we had a slightly higher volume, and I was expecting what? It's gonna fade and never gonna come back. And in 2 candles, 3 candles, I'm gonna get to my magnitude, like 1506, this yellow level anyway. So it just went up, just did some fake out, and I just really traded this thing bad because my stuff is supposed to be above this little candle down here, around 80, 82, 81 maximum, but I just closed it at 89, and it was 500 something shares in 600, no? Oh, 400 shares in, okay. Anyway, so after it fell again, I added and I entered heavy. Then this gap, they widened the spread at this level. You can see that it dropped. You can see there are lots of gaps here, like here, gap. And then they widened the spread. From down here to up here, the pullback was around $100 something for me. So I just got wicked out anyway. And then I got in again on increase of volume. You can see the volume profile is down here. I got in again. I really didn't like the way that it's playing. And I just gave it the time to see that if it's gonna break or what. Eventually, when this move failed and this green formed up, it's like, you know what, I'm out as hell. And I got out, and then eventually it started to form this beauty. The volume increased, and the increase on volume, the moment that increased, it was the highest short volume of the day after the open candle. I always dismiss that candle. So it was basically the highest short volume of the short. I shorted, added, and then I got all out, which eventually, I'm proud to say, I caught the tail of the day. I just caught the bottom. And you can see I got out quick, and then I mean I could have a better out, like 10 cents lower, but I mean 10 cents, 5 cents, just for others. Like a maniac, I was waiting for support to open today, but I said, like, you know, guys, there's something fishy going on here. It was 950 something, and 850 something, around 9, then around again 920. Like, dude, there's something wrong with support. And after realizing that, yep, the merger with Gree went through, and Gree came to life, and then you can see what happened. And here it is, the new stock, but obviously I wouldn't trade it. Anyhow, this stock was on my short list, right? It was on my short list, but nevertheless, I missed it. The freaky of the day, I freaking hate you all, Snap. I hate the application. I hate the stock. Like Snapchat, like Twitter has never been kind and nice to me, and I've never played it successfully. 3 trades, 3 losses. Yeah, just like that. Anyhow, so based on the ideology, it was a 2-1-2 bearish continuation. You can see red. It was one of the best configuration, but one of the setups, not configuration, setups. I could play it up here, but I was in 3 trades at the time. I was in trucks, AMC, and RKLB junk, so I didn't have chance to get in. But the moment that I could get in, it was down here. I was like, yeah, let's try, give it another chance. When the volume slightly increased, I hit it, but then I was a little bit late, so I added late again, so I closed the whole shit red. So after the candle ripped back up, and then we went back above where it opened, above the previous day's close. So everything is just forming in a formation that, oh, maybe I'm wrong, and it's gonna be a 3, which eventually became 3. So let's hit it long, and I waited for until the break of this level. I wanted to get in here. I didn't like the way that the volume was forming, all of them at the same level. There are drops in volume. I didn't like that, so I waited for a fake out. This was the fake out. I got in, I got out, and then eventually I got faked out. So this was another exit and a loss, and then snap here down here. So you can see that on 5 minutes we have it's 3 dark clouds, but not in a strat. But anyhow, I always have this idea in mind. The span of 3 candles, the corrections, they can come in form of 3 consecutive candles in one direction, which it would translate a 2-2 reversal on 15 minutes. So here I had this reversal. I said, like, you know what, this candle will become a Momo because we'll have a higher volume, and you can see we had an increased volume. So the moment that I entered, went up, and then it hit my stop. So my idea was to short this stock down here because it went up, it faded out. The high of pre-market rejected the price. You can see in 15 minutes we didn't have even one successful close above, so it got bounced back in. I wanted to short it with the idea that today gonna be short, and the yellow line 69.4 would be my magnitude, so I would recover all of my losses here. I think I went in with like 100 something, yeah, 130 shares. So this one is it's still not 1 full R, it's 0.7 R, but I got out here, and look how painful this exit would be. I could get down here. This is a volume sandwich. You can see we have increasing volume. You can see a step up, but there is one in the middle in between, so I call this volume sandwich. So we had a volume sandwich down here. It formed underneath yesterday close. It was a good short, but again, I didn't trust the stock, so I skipped it. ATR So ATR was actually, this one was the one that Andrew was playing the other day, made a whole bunch of money on it. So a 2-2 reversal on daily, a 2-2 continuation. I was basically, it's like it's gonna be 2-2 continuation. So down here, I really didn't like the volume at the open. Then a drop in volume. This candle gave a good signal for short, but I didn't like that they were still stuck in the open candle. So I gave chance so it breaks. This one was another entry, good entry. It could be anticipation of short. I could get down here, but I was just like, you know what? We have waited so far 4 candles. Let's give it a chance. Another one, DJ call it. So this one I shorted down here. Typical drop down here. Then it started to do correction. Then I got out on the first higher high. And that was about it. So again, I caught the tail of the day, the low of the day, and then it started to rip back up. And well, I had a couple of alerts down here to go long, but I really didn't like the way that long was forming, especially that the biggest short candle of the day came up here. So people are shorting it or what? And then in next candles, then people covered, it dropped back again, and then it ripped back, and then the end of the day it closed green above, which I really didn't like. Look at 15 minutes. Is Vomit City, like two candles, this red and this one, they conclude the whole day. They conclude the whole day. Like this is how you can see that people are dying underwater. And well, that was about it. So this is gonna be the most painful part of this recap is Facebook. Facebook, well, this is the really painful part of the day. So in the morning when I was talking to Brent, and well, Brent had the idea that Microsoft is gapping up, and then also Apple had a shitty day yesterday, but Microsoft was gapping up, so it could go higher. SQ, Apple, and everything, the whole queues they were short for me. So I put Facebook as my number one blue chip company in short, and you can see the highest price point of the day. Snap was there too, but Snap was still trashy for me, so FB was the number one. And look how I missed my short. So this was one and done short for me. I knew that if Facebook drops, it's gonna drop with no mercy. And look how it dropped. The first candle long, the second candle dropped, the highest candle of the short, the second candle confirmation getting, and then you write it down. There are no outs. There's just one down here, but I'm already out. So this would be a heavy short, and I could get back in again. And something funny that we started to do recap with Ale, Sam, and Brent. And down here, you can see that I gave them a short signal down here when this one formed. I didn't get it myself. I didn't like the way that the volume was still low. But then an increase of volume, and then when this one forms, like, yeah, this is gonna crack. It cracked. And you can see that we were having conversation in like a span of 4 minutes, and then you can see it dropped $1.79. Still painful, but then I was done for the day. I started to do trading related stuff and answering questions on YouTube, on Twitter, and getting about refining my strategy. So this one was mostly about what happened today. And there was lots of signals came out today, which let me see, I have removed them. I'm not going to get to those today, but later tomorrow we're gonna review some of them together. And that's about it for today. It was a long recap, 20 minutes, but it is what it is, and it is my channel, my journal, my online video journaling and going through everything. So we'll see us tomorrow. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for watching whomever that else that may watch. Thank you, guys.